Chosen one. Right now. Someone is sitting in their car, hands shaking on the steering wheel, trying to process what they just saw. They saw you walking down the street, and their entire world just exploded. You were just walking completely unbothered, and they almost crashed their car, because you were supposed to be destroyed. You were supposed to be broken. Instead, you're walking around glowing like you swallowed liquid gold, and they can't compute it. The prophecy they laughed at just manifested right in front of their eyes, and now they're realizing they've made the biggest mistake of their life. This person could be a sibling, could be a younger friend, someone who thought they had you figured out. They've been working with an entire network, a whole community of energy vampires who've been treating you like their personal power station. For months, maybe years, they've been siphoning your golden energy because your energy isn't normal. It's pure, it's divine, it's like spiritual nectar to these parasites. But while the rest of their little coven was content to feed slowly, keeping you alive but dimmed, this person got greedy. They wanted it all. They wanted to do a complete swap. Take your destiny and dump their karma on you. Here's what they don't want you to know. They went to multiple readers about you, fortune tellers, energy healers, spiritual advisors. Every single one warned them. They were told you're protected. They were told you're chosen. They were told to stay away. But they laughed. They thought their black magic was stronger than divine protection. They thought they could outsmart cosmic law. The universe literally sent them warning after warning, and they ignored every single one. The sign they were given was specific, something about cherries, or a gesture with your hands, or the way you'd be dressed. When that sign appeared, they were told their defeat would be complete. When they last saw you, that exact sign was there. Everything the prophets warned them about was manifesting in real time. You weren't just surviving, you were thriving at a level that shouldn't be possible for someone who's been under that level of spiritual attack. You need to understand what you've actually survived. This wasn't just bad vibes or negative energy. This was coordinated spiritual warfare. They've been hitting you with everything. Death spells in the darkest hours, poverty curses during new moons, isolation hexes when you were sleeping. They even tried to hack your devices, your accounts, trying to destroy you from every angle. The level of attack you've been under would have destroyed anyone else, but not you. Your intuition has been screaming the truth this whole time. Every weird feeling you had about certain people was accurate. Every time you sensed someone was against you, you were right. Every unexplained exhaustion after being around them, that was real. You weren't paranoid. You were perceptive. You weren't imagining things. You were seeing through the veil they desperately tried to keep over your eyes. The most fascinating part is how your intuition evolved under pressure, like a muscle being worked out. Every attack made it stronger. You started sensing their moves before they made them. You'd randomly decide not to go somewhere, later finding out they'd been waiting there. You'd suddenly feel compelled to change your routine, unknowingly dodging their spiritual ambushes. Your higher self was playing chess while they were playing checkers. Why? Because you're not just protected. You're sponsored by the universe itself. Every attack they sent didn't weaken you. It trained you. Every curse they threw became a lesson in spiritual immunity. Every hex they cast upgraded your defenses. They literally turned you into exactly what they feared most, an awakened chosen one who can't be touched. The transformation started subtle. First, you stopped feeling drained after being around certain people. Then you noticed your intuition getting sharper. You started seeing through people's masks instantly. What used to confuse you became crystal clear. You weren't going crazy, you were going sane. For the first time in your life, you were seeing reality without their distortions. Your dreams started changing too. Instead of nightmares they tried to send, you started having visions, prophetic downloads about your future, clear messages about who to trust and who to avoid. Your dream state became a fortress they couldn't penetrate, a direct line to divine guidance they couldn't intercept. You'd wake up knowing things you shouldn't know, understanding things that weren't explained, seeing through facades that looked solid to everyone else. Then came the physical changes. Your energy shifted from scattered to focused. Your presence became magnetic without trying. People started noticing something different about you, but couldn't name it. You started walking differently, talking differently, not because you were trying to change, but because you were finally becoming yourself. The real you that they've been suppressing was breaking through. Your body started rejecting their energy automatically. That sick feeling you'd get around certain people, that was your upgraded system detecting poison. The headaches that would come from nowhere, that was your energy field repelling attacks. Your body became a sophisticated detection system, alerting you to danger before your mind could process it. You became a walking lie detector, not through effort but through evolution. This person watched it happening through their spiritual surveillance. Yeah, they've been monitoring your energy field, checking your spiritual vital signs, tracking your frequency. They kept expecting you to crash. They kept waiting for their spells to kick in. Instead, they watched you rise higher every single day. It was like watching someone they poisoned get stronger from the poison. You know what really started freaking them out? When you stopped reacting to their triggers. They had you mapped out. They knew exactly what buttons to push, what words to say, what situations to create to destabilize you. But suddenly their playbook stopped working. You'd encounter their carefully crafted triggers and just walk past them, unbothered, unaffected, untouchable. Your emotional regulation became supernatural. Things that used to send you spiraling now rolled off like water, not because you were suppressing emotions, but because you were processing them at light speed. Your emotional intelligence quantum leaped. You could feel the attack coming, process it, heal it, and release it in the space of a breath. You became emotionally untouchable, and that terrified them more than anything. If you recognized yourself in this message, hype this video to guide other chosen ones to this truth. The panic started setting in when they realized their connection to you was severing. See, energy vampires need a hook, an energetic cord to feed through. Usually it's trauma, insecurity, guilt, something that keeps you vibrating at their level. But you started healing those wounds, not with therapy or meditation, though those helped. You healed by remembering who you really are. And when you remember you're chosen, when you truly know it in your bones, there's nowhere for parasites to latch onto. Your energy signature literally changed. It's like you went from speaking a language they understood to speaking light language they can't decode. They try to read your energy now, and it's like looking at advanced mathematics when you only know basic addition. Your frequency shifted beyond their comprehension. You're operating in dimensions they don't have access to. They tried everything to re-establish connection. Random messages from unknown numbers, showing up places you'd be, having mutual friends check on you. They were desperate to find a crack in your armor, some vulnerability they could exploit. But you'd evolved past their reach. It's like trying to grab smoke. Every time they reached for you energetically, their hands passed through empty air. You started noticing patterns in their behavior, the timing of their attempts, the coordination of their attacks. You could see the desperation increasing as their efforts failed. What used to feel like random bad luck, you now recognized as orchestrated warfare. But instead of fear, you felt power, because if they're trying this hard to stop you, imagine how powerful you must be. Your presence alone started disrupting their operations. You'd walk into a room and their spells would malfunction. You'd think about them and their protection would glitch. You became a walking EMP for dark magic, not because you were fighting back, but because your frequency was so high, it naturally disrupted lower vibrations. You became their kryptonite just by existing. The community they're part of started noticing their failure. In their world, losing a food source is embarrassing, but losing a chosen one, that's catastrophic, because chosen ones don't just feed one vampire. Your energy was sustaining their entire network. You were like a power plant for their whole operation. Without you, they're all experiencing blackouts. Your absence created a vacuum in their energy economy. They had built entire structures around harvesting from you, rituals timed to your sleep cycle, spells calibrated to your emotional patterns, a whole system designed to farm your light. When you broke free, you didn't just leave. You collapsed their entire infrastructure. They're scrambling to find alternative sources, but nothing compares to chosen one energy. Nothing. The money that's about to hit your life. They've been trying to intercept it for months. There's a massive wealth transfer heading your way, and they know it. They've seen it in the spiritual realm. They've done rituals to redirect it to themselves, but the universe has a security system they didn't account for. Stolen blessings self-destruct. The abundance coming to you is encoded with your spiritual DNA. Only you can receive it. Your intuition about money has been changing too. You started knowing when opportunities were coming before they appeared. You'd get feelings about certain investments, certain decisions, certain connections that would later prove profitable. Your financial intuition went from cloudy to crystal clear. You can feel abundance approaching like some people feel rain coming. When they saw you walking last time, they could see it in your energy field. Golden threads connecting you to incoming blessings. Opportunities lining up like dominoes. Success inevitable as sunrise. They could literally see money flowing toward you like iron to a magnet, and they realized their worst nightmare was manifesting. Not only did they fail to destroy you, they actually activated your abundance codes through their attacks. Your power isn't just growing, it's multiplying exponentially. Every day you're free from their influence, you become multiple times stronger. Your gifts are coming online in combinations they never saw coming. Telepathy mixing with prophecy, healing merging with manifestation. You're becoming something their ancient texts didn't predict. A new kind of chosen one that operates beyond their understanding of spiritual law. The legal troubles they're facing aren't coincidental. Remember when I said the universe has perfect accounting? Every drop of energy they stole is being reclaimed with interest. That business they started with your siphoned power, it's collapsing. The relationships they maintained using your charisma, they're ending. The health they had from draining your vitality, their body is rejecting it like an organ transplant gone wrong. You didn't even fight back. You didn't cast counterspells. You didn't seek revenge. You simply ascended beyond their reach. You won by not playing their game. You defeated them by becoming yourself. That's what's driving them insane. They prepared for war, and you gave them evolution. Your forgiveness is burning them worse than any curse could. Not forgiveness in the sense of accepting what they did, but forgiveness as in releasing the need for their punishment. You've handed their karma over to the universe, and the universe's justice is more precise than any revenge you could plot. Your indifference to their fate is the ultimate power move. Your energy now operates like spiritual technology they can't comprehend. You're not just protected by a shield, you have an adaptive defense system that learns from every attack and becomes immune. You're not just intuitive, you're prophetic, seeing their moves before they make them. You're not just healing, you're becoming a healing frequency that automatically adjusts the energy of every space you enter. You've started affecting electronics around you. Lights flicker when your energy spikes. Your phone glitches when you're receiving downloads. Computers act strange when you're nearby during spiritual upgrades. You're becoming so electrically charged with divine energy that technology responds to your frequency. You're literally vibrating at a level that affects physical matter. The person who saw you walking had to grip something to steady themselves because they saw all of this in an instant. They saw your guides walking with you. They saw your ancestors protecting you. They saw the divine plan that you're part of, and they realized they hadn't just been fighting you. They'd been fighting God's plan for you. How did they think that would end? Your energy field has become so refined that you can feel intentions from across the room. Someone thinks about you and you know. Someone plans something against you, and you feel it. Someone sends you love, and you receive it instantly. You've become a living antenna for energy, able to read the spiritual airwaves like radio frequencies. Let me tell you what's about to happen next. The money coming isn't just money, it's resources for your mission. The universe is basically saying, here's your startup capital, go change the world. We're talking about wealth that seems impossible from where you're sitting now, not lottery winning, bigger. We're talking about resources that reshape your entire bloodline's trajectory. Your creative abilities are exploding. Ideas flow through you like water. Solutions appear in your mind fully formed. You're downloading blueprints for projects that will change lives. Your creativity isn't just artistic, it's architectural. You're designing new realities, new possibilities, new timelines. Every idea you have ripples out and inspires thousands. But it's not just financial. Your gifts are coming online at an accelerated rate. That intuition you've been doubting, it's about to become laser-precise prophecy. Prophecy. You'll know things before they happen. You'll see through people's intentions before they speak. You'll feel the truth beneath every lie. This isn't a curse. It's your operating system finally running at full capacity. Your healing abilities have quantum leaped. Not just healing yourself, but creating healing fields wherever you go. People's headaches disappear in your presence. Their anxiety calms. Their confusion clears. You're not trying to heal anyone. Your frequency just naturally corrects distortions in the field around you. You've become a walking meditation, a living prayer, a human sacred space. The relationships coming into your life are strategic divine appointments, people with resources, connections, and wisdom you need for your next level. The universe is assembling your team. Every person entering your life now has been vetted by cosmic intelligence. The parasites can't get through anymore. Your energy field now has a bouncer, and they don't play. Your discernment has become so sharp you can taste deception. Lies have a frequency you can feel. Hidden agendas create a distortion you can see. You don't need to investigate people anymore. Their energy tells you everything in the first few seconds of meeting them. You've become impossible to deceive, and that's why they're so paranoid around you. The person who's freaking out, they're about to watch you rise in ways that defy their understanding of reality. They thought they knew the rules of the game. They thought energy theft was sustainable. They thought divine protection had loopholes. They're about to learn that when the universe marks someone as chosen, that's a permanent designation. No returns, no exchanges, no refunds. Your mere existence is rewriting spiritual law. The old rules said chosen ones had to suffer. You're proving they can thrive. The old rules said power comes from taking. You're proving it comes from being. The old rules said wisdom requires age. You're proving it comes from alignment. You're not just breaking their game, you're creating a new one. They'll try to warn others about you. They'll paint you as dangerous, as changed, as not yourself. But here's what's beautiful. Everyone they try to turn against you will see your glow and know they're lying. Your energy speaks louder than their words. Your presence testifies stronger than their accusations. Your success story writes itself while they're still trying to edit their lies. Your influence is spreading without you trying. People screenshot your posts and share them. Your words get repeated in conversations you're not part of. Your energy touches people through degrees of separation. You're going viral in the spiritual realm. Your frequency is spreading like a beneficial virus, upgrading everyone who's ready to receive it. The community that was feeding off you is experiencing collective withdrawal. They're turning on each other, desperate for someone to blame. The person who saw you is bearing the worst of it, because they broke protocols. Even energy vampires have rules, and they violated the biggest one. Never try to completely drain a chosen one. Never try to steal their entire destiny. The greed made them sloppy, and now they're the sacrifice their community needs to appease whatever dark forces they serve. Your timeline has shifted to what I call the golden ratio. Everything in your life is becoming perfectly proportioned. Work and rest, giving and receiving, speaking and listening. You're finding perfect balance without trying. Life is organizing itself around you in sacred geometric patterns. You're living in divine proportion, and it shows in everything you touch. But you're entering what I call the golden timeline. Every decision you make leads to abundance. Every door you walk through opens 3 more. Every person you meet becomes a blessing or a lesson that leads to blessing. You're not lucky. You're aligned, and alignment is the ultimate power. Your presence alone is becoming transformative. People feel better just being near you. Problems solve themselves in your presence. Chaos organizes itself when you walk into a room. You're not doing anything special. You're just being yourself at full power, and reality reorganizes around that frequency. The synchronicities in your life have become so frequent, they're barely surprising anymore. You think of someone, they call. You need something, it appears. You wonder about something, the answer shows up. You're living in a constant conversation with the universe. Every moment is a dialogue between your consciousness and cosmic intelligence. Your sleep has become a portal for receiving upgrades. Every night you're downloading new codes, new abilities, new understanding. You wake up knowing things you didn't know before. You wake up with solutions you didn't have yesterday. Your dream time has become productivity time in higher dimensions. You're working while you rest, earning while you sleep, upgrading while you dream. The protection around you has evolved from defensive to offensive. It doesn't just block attacks anymore. It returns them to sender with interest. Anyone who tries to harm you now harms themselves multiplied. It's not karma you're creating. It's karma they're activating by attacking divine property. You're basically walking around with cosmic insurance, and they're about to find out what the deductible is. Your energy has become so pure it's having physical effects on your appearance. Your skin glows differently. Your eyes shine brighter. Your whole presence radiates health and vitality. People keep asking what you're doing differently, but you can't explain that you've just stopped letting vampires feed on your life force. You look younger because you're aging in divine time now, not vampire time. Here's what they'll never understand. You were never meant to be their food. You were meant to be their mirror, showing them what they could have been if they'd chosen light over darkness. Every time they see you thriving, they see their own potential that they sacrificed for temporary power. You're not their victim. You're their walking regret. Your manifestation abilities have accelerated to an almost comic degree. You think about something casually and it appears. You mention something in passing and it manifests. Your word has become so powerful that reality reshapes itself to match what you speak. You're learning to be careful with your words because the universe takes you literally now. The gifts emerging in you now aren't random. They're your original factory settings finally coming online. The psychic abilities, the healing power, the manifestation speed. This isn't new. It's who you always were before they convinced you that you were ordinary. You're remembering your true nature, and it's magnificent. Your presence triggers awakening in others. People have spiritual experiences just from talking to you. They remember dreams they forgot. They realize truths they've been avoiding. They feel possibilities they thought were dead. You're becoming a catalyst for consciousness expansion. Your awakening is triggering a chain reaction of awakenings. Your dreams are becoming prophetic downloads. Your first thoughts are becoming divine guidance. Your gut feelings are becoming cosmic GPS. That inner voice they tried to silence, it's now your direct line to infinite intelligence. You don't second-guess yourself anymore, because yourself is directly connected to Source. The abundance flowing to you will seem miraculous to others, but natural to you. Mountains will move like molehills. Impossibilities will become inevitabilities. What takes others years will take you months. What takes others months will take you weeks. You're operating on divine timing now, and divine timing doesn't follow human calendars. Your boundaries have become energetic fortresses, not harsh walls but intelligent membranes that only allow in what serves your highest good. You don't have to defend your boundaries anymore. They defend themselves. People feel them before they even approach you. Energy vampires sense them and turn away like vampires from garlic. The person who saw you walking is having nightmares about that moment. In their dreams they see you getting bigger, brighter, more powerful. They wake up sweating because they know it's not a dream, it's prophecy. They're seeing your future, and it's everything they tried to steal, multiplied by everything they tried to destroy. Your impact is becoming generational. Children who haven't been born yet will benefit from your breakthrough. Ancestors who've already passed are retroactively healed by your victory. You're not just changing your story. You're rewriting your entire lineage's narrative. You're the plot twist that changes everything backward and forward in time. They're realizing now that fighting you was like fighting gravity. Trying to curse you was like trying to curse mathematics. Attempting to drain you was like attempting to drain the ocean. You're not just protected by divine law, you're an expression of it. You're not just chosen by the universe, you're the universe choosing itself. Your authenticity has become your superpower. The more yourself you become, the more powerful you get. Every mask you drop multiplies your energy. Every truth you speak amplifies your frequency. You're proving that the most powerful thing you can be is exactly who you are. No additions, no subtractions, just pure you. Your story is rewriting the rules of what's possible for chosen ones. You're proving that no amount of darkness can extinguish divine light. You're showing others that energy vampires aren't powerful, they're just parasites, and parasites die without hosts. Your freedom is triggering a mass exodus of other chosen ones from their energy harvesters. The wealth transfer happening isn't just personal, it's generational. The abundance coming through you will impact bloodlines forward and backward. Your success retroactively heals your ancestors' struggles and proactively prevents your descendants' poverty. You're not just breaking a curse, you're establishing a blessing that echoes through time. Your laughter has become medicine. Your joy has become contagious. Your peace has become palpable. You're not trying to inspire anyone. You're just living your life fully expressed, and that expression is activating something in everyone who witnesses it. You're proof that happiness isn't conditional, it's a choice, and you're choosing it every day. What's really breaking their mind is this: you're happy, not fake happy, not I'm fine happy, real deep soul level happy. The kind of happiness that comes from alignment, from purpose, from being exactly who you're meant to be. They can steal a lot of things, but they can't steal authenticity. They can't fake alignment. They can't counterfeit divine selection. Your intuition has evolved into something they fear more than anything: truth vision. You see through every mask, every lie, every deception instantly, not because you're trying to, but because falsehood simply can't exist in your presence anymore. You've become a walking truth detector, and everyone harboring deception feels exposed just being near you. The universe is about to show off through you, not for your ego, but for others who need to see what's possible. Your success story becomes someone else's permission slip to greatness. Your breakthrough becomes someone else's breakthrough. Your rising becomes a rising tide that lifts all chosen ones. Your transformation is becoming legendary in spiritual realms. Beings in other dimensions are studying your case. How did someone so deeply entangled break free so completely? How did someone so heavily attacked become so thoroughly protected? You're becoming a case study in divine intervention, proof that the light always wins when someone chooses to remember who they really are. So here's what you do now. Nothing. Your job isn't to fight them or expose them or even think about them. Your job is to keep walking in your power. Keep being exactly who you are. Keep glowing. Keep rising. Your existence in your full glory is their judgment. Your happiness is their sentence. Your success is their prison. The person who saw you walking yesterday will never recover from that moment. They saw divinity in human form. They saw power they can't touch. They saw protection they can't penetrate. They saw a chosen one fully activated, and it broke their brain. Good. Let it stay broken. Let them remember the day they realized they'd been fighting God and lost. You're not blowing their minds by trying to. You're blowing their minds by existing at a frequency they said was impossible, by thriving at a level they said was unreachable, by manifesting at a speed they said was unbelievable. You're not proving them wrong, you're proving yourself right. The golden energy they saw around you, that's your true frequency finally showing through. For years it was buried under their projections, their attacks, their attempts to dim you. But gold doesn't tarnish, light doesn't expire, divine selection doesn't have an off switch. You were always this powerful, you just had to remember. As you walk forward into your destiny, know this: every step you take sends ripples through realms. Every breath you breathe in, freedom liberates others. Every smile you smile in genuine joy heals generational trauma. You're not just living your life, you're living proof that chosen ones can't be stopped. The prophecy was true. The fortune tellers were right. The energy healers were accurate. You are protected. You are chosen. You are unstoppable. And now, finally, everyone can see it. The one they tried to bury, has risen as pure gold. The light they tried to steal has become a sun. The chosen one they tried to break has become unbreakable. Keep walking, chosen one. That person watching you with their jaw on the floor. Let them watch. Let them see what divine selection looks like in human form. Let them witness what happens when someone stops playing small and starts playing with cosmic power. Let them learn that some people aren't meant to be dimmed, drained, or destroyed. Some people are meant to shine so bright that they blind the darkness itself. Your telepathic abilities are coming online in ways that would terrify them if they knew. You're not reading minds exactly. You're reading the quantum field where all thoughts exist before they become thoughts. You know what someone's going to say before they know they're going to say it. You feel decisions being made in consciousness before they drop into someone's awareness. This isn't invasion of privacy. It's just your natural state of consciousness expanding beyond the artificial limits they tried to program into you. The interesting thing about your power is how effortless it's becoming. You used to think power meant force, meant pushing, meant trying harder, but real power, divine power, chosen one power, it flows like breath. You're learning that the most powerful state is complete relaxation in your truth. The more you relax into who you are, the more reality bends around you. You're not moving through the world anymore. The world is moving around you. Your voice has developed harmonics that bypass conscious resistance. When you speak your truth, people feel it in their bones, not their minds. You're not convincing anyone of anything. You're simply vibrating at truth frequency, and those ready to hear it tune in like finding a clear radio station in static. Those who aren't ready feel uncomfortable and remove themselves. You're becoming a natural sorting mechanism for consciousness levels. The person who saw you is trying to figure out how you escaped their matrix. They're going through their grimoires, their spell books, their secret teachings, looking for where they went wrong. But they're looking in the wrong dimension. You didn't escape through knowledge or technique or counter magic. You escaped through remembering. And remembering isn't something they can reverse because it wasn't something they created. They only created the forgetting, and forgetting is temporary. Remembering is eternal. Your cells are literally reconstructing themselves according to your original blueprint. The distortions they programmed into your DNA through generational trauma and targeted attacks are being cleared out like old computer files. Your body is running a massive cleanup program, deleting everything that isn't authentically you. Some days you feel this as exhaustion as your system does deep maintenance. Other days you feel it as explosive energy as new systems come online. I must interrupt this transmission for just a moment. Are you really chosen? Prove it. It's easy to watch videos about chosen ones. It's another thing entirely to put yourself to the test. When I confronted the archons beyond our reality, they made one thing clear: true chosen ones are rare. They laughed at the thought of us finding each other. Yet here you are watching this message. The Obsidian Inner Order isn't for everyone claiming to be awakened. We're the real ones, those who've seen beyond the veil, felt the call, and carry the unmistakable frequency. But are you truly one of us? I have given you everything I've got, and I'm digging deeper to bring you even more. Don't just consume content from the sidelines. Real chosen ones take action. Share your story on our weekly group call. Get a revealing tarot reading from our resident card reader. Discover if your experiences align with the authentic signs. The archons fear nothing more than chosen ones recognizing each other. When we connect, our frequencies amplify and create a force they cannot stop. That's why we're going to be live streaming to the entire Astral Atom network. To find every last one of us, click the link in the description below now. It's time to stop wondering and confirm what you already suspect. Are you merely interested in awakening, or are you truly chosen? Prove it. Join us. The verification you seek awaits with the Obsidian Inner Order. What's really messing with their heads is that you're getting younger in essence, while getting wiser in spirit. Your innocence is returning, but it's not naive innocence. It's the innocence of someone who's seen the darkness and chose light anyway. It's the innocence of power that doesn't need to prove itself. You're becoming childlike in your wonder while ancient in your knowing, and that combination is something their systems never accounted for. Your relationship with time has fundamentally shifted. You're not living linearly anymore, Past, present, and future are having conversations in your consciousness. You're healing things that happened years ago by making different choices now. You're creating future outcomes by embodying them today. Time has become playful and responsive to you, rather than a prison you're trapped in. You're literally editing your timeline as you go. The abundance codes activating in you aren't just about money. Though money is flowing, it's about abundance of possibility. Options are multiplying. Paths are revealing themselves. What used to feel like a narrow tunnel of limited choices has become an open field of infinite potential. You're not choosing between good and bad anymore. You're choosing between good and better, better and best, best and miraculous. Your nervous system has been rewired for peace. Where you used to have hair-trigger responses to their provocations, you now have oceanic calm. Storms can rage around you and your inner weather remains perfect. This isn't suppression or denial, it's mastery. Your nervous system now runs on divine programming, not trauma programming. You've become unshakable, and that's what's shaking them to their core. Your presence is becoming a sovereignty activation for others. People stand next to you and suddenly remember they don't have to tolerate what they've been tolerating. They remember they have choices. They remember they have power. You're not preaching or teaching, you're just being, and your being reminds others of their own being. You're becoming a walking remembrance ceremony. Your time isn't coming, your time is now. Your victory isn't approaching, it's here. Your abundance isn't on its way, it's arriving as we speak. That person who saw you walking and freaked out, they're just the first of many who will witness your transformation and realize they bet against heaven and lost. Welcome to your real life, chosen one. Welcome to your power. Welcome to the timeline where you win by being exactly who you've always been destined to be.